Alright, and there we go. Hello peeps, and welcome to essentially what is me just today speaking about the content we produced in 2022 and just giving my overall review of it, as weird as that sounds, and also just a lot more insight into the stuff we made and everything like that. Almost threw the cord there for the camera. That was a little bit bad. I mainly want to do this type of stuff and everything because I don't know, I like doing this and giving you all more insight into what happened with these videos, right? How they were made, all this. I like the idea of it. Plus, it's interesting to look back and see how things were to how they became, right? Stuff like that. And obviously, we can do it with years to follow, stuff like that, which makes it much easier to see the growth of the content and everything. But yeah, we're here today to do that because I just thought this would be pretty fun and just nice to talk about. I also feel that this is a video that pretty much anybody on the channel could enjoy because really it involves everything that was made last year. So if you enjoyed some content last year, you'll like it, right? What else can I really say? But yeah, I think we can overall get started now. I didn't realize I know YouTube has a section that's like, from the YouTuber. I didn't realize that like it's just generally always there. It feels weird seeing like from me, like to think that you can just get my content, all that. That's interesting. But anyways, we won't even be able to see that because if we just switch over, there we go. Okay, I mean, I guess you can kind of see it on the side a little bit, but that's fine. That's whatever. So obviously the first video of the year, last year, which at the time of this going up would be, I believe, the exact, yeah, like January 22nd. This is going up the 22nd. It would be a whole year. So this Get Into was definitely fun, right? I liked producing this Get Into. I took a different route with this than I did with the previous one. And I will say, I do still really like this Get Into. It obviously, introduced a bunch of you to the channel as well as a whole bunch of other shit, right? I think there were really good parts of it. But I will say, this is probably the weakest one I've done so far. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, and I'll go into why. But mainly this is the weakest one because I'm not gonna lie, I worked off of some like small little notes here, right? Because with my Yakuza video, the Yakuza 7 video, it was good, right? I do enjoy it now. I was a little bit iffy on it at first, and it didn't even do super well. That's why I was like especially nervous. I mentioned this in the community post. But it was a video that was, produced. I did a lot of editing, a lot of script writing, all that. But I was a little bit worried with it because I'm like, this might sound a little bit like, I'm going to say cringy in a way. That's a word I haven't used in a while, but it's the word we're going to go with because I think it aptly fits here. It felt a bit cringy because it was like very much, here's a big script that I'm reading and all this, and there's a little bit of improv here and there, right? I'm working off a few original lines here and there just to, spruce it up a bit and like not make it seem like I'm a total robot just going like, oh, well, in Yakuza 7, you like, that type of thing, right? To make it sound more energetic. But I will say that there were parts to it that like I was a little bit worried like this might not land super well and everything. I was very happy overall with the result I did produce with it. It's just like there was moments in there that I was like, But this one was still good, right? This one was still pretty damn good. But I feel that there were definitely moments in there because I didn't have, a proper script on hand and I wasn't necessarily going through it and everything, that it didn't work out super well. I feel like it was okay, right? I still think it was good. I think we were overall fine with this and everything. I forgot that this is what it looked like. Oh, I forgot I did this. So, the obvious joke we made here was from this point, right? So I had the green screen here, which I'm currently using. And a couple of things. I totally forgot about this. I'm not going to lie. I had a few things that I knew I was going to say for this section. I forgot about this, though. So, a few things involved in this. One, we had the green screen. mainly because I didn't want to show the background or anything like that, right? Like just generally everything there and all that. That felt a little bit weird to me. It's partially why I use it here. Also, just for the sake of like, it's useful in this scenario because you can see shit, right? There's me. There I am, but like longer hair. Um, yeah, but I mainly used it for the sake of, let's block out some stuff. But you can still see, of course, the books here, which I did a good job in, like, kind of just showing it all off there. It's pretty damn nice. If we can get a little bit further in, you can kind of see the rest there. You can kind of see it. Is it volume 1 there? That is, because that's Rem and Ram there. So volume 1's just, like, kind of cut off, but you can see Amelia there. The quality on it is not insanely great, though. I actually don't know what happened. The camera quality now is pretty decent. At least right here, it looks like pretty decent to me, right? It's not bad. But for whatever reason, here it's like a little bit lower quality. I don't know if it's just like my settings. No, it's like 720. That's what it is. You know what it is, actually? It was probably, I rendered this most likely as an MP4 because there was a few videos I rendered as that before I switched to WMV, which I usually did render as, but for whatever reason, Sony Vegas was just set to MP4 and not WMV, which is way more preferable for video rendering. And it sucked because that fucked over a lot quality wise. That was probably why, I'm gonna be honest. Uh, so yeah, I forgot we were here, and obviously, you see the rest of this because this green screen is not big enough to fill. I was right here when I was filming this, which doesn't make sense for me to point, but I'm not gonna turn the whole computer, show you all and everything. But I was right here essentially to my left when I was recording all this. The shelf is actually right back there, behind the green screen, but right there. So I was right there while recording all this, and that space is way bigger than the space right here, right? I mean, that should be kind of obvious. I'm trapped in a little box here and everything, right? It's not necessarily huge and all that. That said, I mean, like, it's because the camera's mostly in front of me, but also it's because, like, I don't really have that much space. I have up to here, which I think it cuts off, but, you can kind of see where my arm's folding out a little bit, right? And then, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like here-ish. Like, you can actually see my hand here, but it's roughly here-ish. Uh, so it's not really huge on space, right? It's enough that I can spread my arms out, is the easiest way to word it, right? And that should tell you how big it is. So when there's a space like that, but there's also an extra, like, half to the room, the green screen is not going to fill the whole thing. So I had that problem of, okay, here's the books, right? And then, here's the green screen and me. So, it ended up working out like that. It's unfortunate, but, like, it still looks generally kind of nice, right? I like the bookshelves being back there. It worked into the joke a little bit and kind of fits with the theme of ReZero because it's like it's a library, right? This is quite literally a fucking library that I'm pretty much in right now. I know that sounds a little bit wild, but that's quite literally what I'm in. I'm surrounded by books right now. But so yeah, that's essentially what I was working with here. Also, just to mention with this video, like I mentioned, this is probably the weakest Get Into I've done. That said, I do plan on remaking this. I want to wait either a year from now or until Arc 5 gets animated because of something in there that I want to speak about. Similar to what we did here, if we go to this section, yeah, similar to me speaking about stuff here. You can actually see how big the green screen is here. I didn't even notice that I didn't cut it off correctly or anything. I didn't even notice that. I mean, it's fine. It's just like I didn't notice I did that, but you can see it here. You can see just like how tall I am, especially compared to the green screen. I fucking tower that thing. I could like stand up right now, and honestly, you'd probably just see my pants. But so yeah, I want to do something similar to this, where with this we talked about episode 15. I'm gonna do that again if I were to remake this, but there's also something with Arc 5 I want to speak about. Now, that said, I'm going to wait like a year at the bare minimum, right? If Arc 5 gets announced and then they start animating it, I am waiting till that moment gets animated, and then I will wait a month more so that everybody has properly seen it and everything. I'm mostly waiting a year right now because the latest volume that released was the end of Arc 5. It involves the end of Arc 5, or like roughly that, right? And reading takes a whole lot more time than watching and shit like that. So I think it's fine to wait a month or two to remake it if Arc 5 is getting animated, right? Compared to here's a whole last year because, I myself, I'm slow with reading like light novels and stuff like that, or web novels. I mean, not really slow. I read this pretty fucking quickly, and I managed to produce the videos when the new volumes come out. But it's the general thing of I have less motivation to read a novel over watching a show or reading a manga, right? Stuff like that. There's less motivation there because it's a lot of just text and everything. Not bad, right? I still love this series and I still love reading chapters. It's just a matter of, that's how it is for me. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's like that for other people, especially other people who might not have the series as high as me, right? But they still really enjoy it and they're going to go through it, stuff like that. I can understand. Also, I haven't even started EX5, so and I plan on doing so, right? But it's just like I'll get to it, right? I'll get to it eventually. And then we'll slap it into the full Arc 7 video, right? I'm definitely going to get to that soon. It's just like I'm sure there's other people in a similar boat of, okay, I'll probably get to Arc 5 soon and all that. So I feel like it's fair to wait, right? I think it's fair to wait. On top of the fact that we need to get a few more Get Intos out if I really feel the incentive to do so. I also want to get another Yakuza one out, this time not limited to 7, but, fully, the whole series and everything. And, there's a whole lot to work with there and everything. So I think we're going to wait a while till we remake this. But I definitely want to with a proper script, skits, everything. I really paused on a weird face of mine here. So this section actually, to speak about this one, because this is important, of course. This section was... I'm glad this was the most watched section, because this was not going to be part of the video at all. I made it worse. Hold on, let's see if I can... I'm just gonna look weird the whole last time. Okay, that's fine. So this section was me talking about episode 15. I was not gonna at all have this, because originally it would have just been like, let's say from this point, roughly, where we talk about the music and everything and all that shit. It was gonna be that to, I mean, you could see, you could see it at the bottom there a little bit. And all that, like telling you. But it was going to be this, which was 17 minutes in, to where's the outro? Roughly here-ish. So that's like 3 or 4 minutes. So that's like 21 or 22 minutes, right? That's how long this video would have been. But I thought about it and I went, I want to have a section. And this is something I like that I want to do for future Get Intos, is I want to have a section where I just talk about, something of the series that I really enjoyed and stuff like that, right? And like something I feel I need to express with that and everything. And I did that for the Fist of the North Star one, which, albeit was a bit more like scripted and everything, I feel like we could be a little bit more lenient with that from now on, right? I think I'm going to try and be a little bit more like, have a script but improv it for the most part, right? Have the general idea of what I want to say but work with improv. But this area right here was like, I was not going to include it till now, or like till later in making it, and I decided, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And I did it, and I'm glad this was the most watched section because I really expressed it well. And I do feel like I should have talked about some of the other scenes, right, that was pointed out. And I was like, yeah, I definitely feel like I could have, right? And I might for the next one, right? For when we remake it. But I was happy to just talk about this, especially because this is my literal favorite episode of the anime. And while I have gripes, a lot of gripes with the anime, much like a lot of people do, this was generally like, you know what? This was great. This was well done. I think this was better than, what the novel produced and what the manga produced and all that. I felt it was better, and I needed to fully express that, right? But I think that's all we really have to say with this, other than like, yeah, this is just funny to see this setup again. Okay, yeah, so I think that's what we can say about this, right? And then, yeah, of course, we have the lead up into the next video right there. Let's pull it up here. Okay, so you might have been able to hear it there. But, okay, that intro, hold on. Okay, so, a lot of shit to say about this review. I don't have a lot to say about a lot of the reviews. I'll have some stuff to say, right, of course. But I don't have a lot necessarily to say about some of the reviews and everything. This one we got a lot. So this intro, right off the bat. So this was made before we did the get into and everything. You can kind of see the two volumes here. This tells you how long ago this was made. There are two Arc 5 volumes here. And that is how much was officially out at the time. As of now, it was like a month or two ago that the last volume was released. So, interesting. Interesting on that timing. But yeah, so those two volumes, all that. This was made before they get into, which is very interesting because it's like I knew I was gonna do this essentially. Also, the green screen is oddly centered here. You can see a whole lot of the room. You can see a whole lot here, which is just funny because this was worse in terms of optimization than the other shit. But I was just like, you know what, this is fine. This works. It didn't work super well. But it's fine. People seem to still enjoy the video, of course, and everything. But, actually, I wanted to check. That's fine. Okay, so this intro. First of all, I liked doing this skit. Should be very obvious. I grabbed a, roll of toilet paper, rolled it out, rip, around, right? Did that, and perfectly made it so that it covered one eye, but not the other, for obvious reasons, right? Right. But, so this quality on the mic, let's listen to it one more time. Do we have volume? Yeah, we do. There we go. So what happened here, to explain, is this mic that I'm currently using, for whatever reason, at the time of this video, and like a few months before and a few months after, if you've seen some of the live streams, which, I mean, I honestly kind of doubt because they're unlisted, right? But if you've seen some of the live streams around this time, you would know that for whatever reason, the mic quality got fucked at moments. I don't know why. It would just get louder. It was random. It was just occasionally after a set period of time. Not even like just a proper set period of time. It was just random on what time it would be. It would just do this. For this, it was immediate. I don't know why. It was immediate here. And it was fucked up because I recorded essentially what was like the first volume of Arc 5 or whatever, right? Speaking about that, with this quality. And I didn't realize until like, I got interrupted and all this, and then I was like, okay, you know what, let's cut it for now, and then I'll listen back, and then we'll continue from there. And then I listened, and then I realized, oh my god, it is loud. It already like activated. And that was horrifying. So you might notice after this, we switched to this headset, right?
Sorry for that very loud.
And then the background changes a bit. This moves over. You see less of the background now because I it was like ahead of time. It was like the day after or something. Might not even have been the day after. Might have been the same day. The quality is better here though. That is the thing I actually don't understand. Quality is better here. It's still an MP4 file, but it was better here.
Hey.
I don't know what that's about. I really don't know what the whole quality thing is about. But yeah, we switched to the headset here. But then the mic actually, for whatever reason, I did a recap, yeah, without giving a proper review, where I essentially just recapped everything, but I didn't give my thoughts a whole lot, like I normally do, like at least now. So, I felt like restarting the whole thing because I was like, fuck it, right? I was like, I'm not proud of that. Fuck it, let's restart it. And then, yeah, we get the Mario music. And we're back, wow. And the setup in the background looks different again. It's kind of funny, it keeps changing. But now I'm speaking for the mic.
This video,
Yeah, so now we have the, like, whole mic and all that. There was also a point in this video relating to what I was actually mentioning earlier with the get into with the last volume and all that, where the last volume, I did almost have a fuck up that was just in there, where it was just silent. It was essentially me for 10 seconds walking over to this desk and taking a drink, right? I didn't notice that because my audio was kind of fucked there, right? And for the most part, I can't tell, or at least I couldn't at the time, tell whether the audio was like just me speaking or if it was just some noise, right? And especially because, I'm picking up a like cup and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to tell if that was me talking or if that was me just picking up the cup and everything. For the most part, I got all of them except for that one. And then I had to listen to the whole thing, essentially. Because what I did is, before I uploaded the Get Into and the Arc 5 video, I just had them on in the background to listen to hear if there was any fuck ups, right? If it went silent at all, I would pay attention, right? So the Get Into was totally fine. There was no problems there. But this, I just listened to in the background while, like, playing a game, whatever I may have been doing, working on some stuff, right? Reading, whatever it may have been. And as soon as it got, like, an hour and 50 minutes in, I noticed it was silent, and I looked over, and I immediately see, oh, I'm, like, taking a drink, and that's just in there. And then, I moved back to talk about the next section. So that's in there, and I had to fix that. And it was a pain in the ass because I was using the laptop that I have, and that doesn't sound that bad. But here's the thing, Sony Vegas on there, for whatever reason, has a problem. I think it's specifically regarding temporary files, which, that's not a hard problem to fix. But if there's too many of that, it will have a problem where if it occasionally plays, the video and stuff like that, it might crash. And I had that problem because then I had to, okay, it was constantly crashing, but I eventually pinpointed where it was, cut, played it a little bit so I could see where the end of it was, cut, boom, go. You might even be able to tell it here. I don't know. I don't actually know the specific moment that it happens, so it's fine. But, yeah. Also, oh yeah, I forgot about the PNGs here. There was already enough of a pain in the ass with this video that I used, very not good images for the most part, right? They were like just JPEGs, right? I said PNGs, but they were JPEGs. I also did it in a weird order. I really did this from 1 to 10. What the fuck is wrong with me? I know I didn't do that for the Arc 6 video. But, yeah, so, for here you could tell, use some JPEGs, that was interesting. There's a section I actually did want to talk about. I don't know if I can find it. I think it's after this. Let's take a drink. I saw the image there. Let's take a drink while we're looking. There it is. Okay. Yeah, this was grammatically incorrect, I know, but I was upset. I was just really upset and I needed to speak. So this was like it's a horrible title, essentially, but I was just upset and I wanted to speak and I wanted to express my anger. That's all I really wanted to say about that. I think that's everything overall, though, for this video. There's one thing that this video has, though, over the next review, except we're not on the next review yet. But we'll get into that. So the next video was this one right here. Oh my god, I am so close to the mic on this video.
As you can see.
Okay, so this was the Mario video that I had done, which was a essentially spliced up video from a stream we did. And I did this update to essentially thank you all for the support on the ReZero videos and stuff like that. Well, not specifically the video, it's just this update area for that. Because, I made the Arc 5 video before the Get Into, and then I made the Get Into, and then they were uploaded, and both of those videos did pretty fucking well, right? Get Into more so than the Arc 5 video, but that's okay, right? That's whatever. They still got a crazy amount of support. I mean, the Arc 5 video still did well in the end. It has, 180? I think that's just 180 there. Yeah, that's still good. That's still really good. Still nice. I don't really care necessarily about, the actual statistics of views and everything like that at the end of the day. It's more so just, I'm more so focused on the support and everything you guys give and, the fact that you guys are entertained. Which, seeing likes, seeing comments, stuff like that, right? It's clear that it's enjoyed, right? And stuff like that. And I mean, if I get a dislike on a video, I know it's probably, okay, I could learn more in some area that might not have been enjoyed, right? which obviously like comments help out with that and everything when there's like corrections or it's like, oh hey, like maybe stuff like this, right? Stuff like that. I do appreciate that stuff. Anyways, so yeah, this was me giving an update of things that were going on and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, this was when I was posted on the ReZero Reddit, but the post was deleted before I could get to it. Because what happened was I was confused because that video got a fuck ton of traction and I didn't know why it was happening. I was like, what the fuck is going on, right? It was getting an absurd amount of traction. At least like, generally for my channel, right? Or generally speaking from a video that isn't centered around a specific type of content and stuff like that, right? In a way, which sounds weird, but it's like I mean more so for focusing my channel on that and like not, the genre or topic itself. But so that was interesting to me because I was like, oh damn, we're getting some reviews here, or like not reviews, but like views here, reviews. I mean, I guess we technically did, but like I was pretty damn happy about that. But I was like, fuck, we're getting some views here. The video had like 3 or 4 likes before it even premiered, which was interesting to me because I was like, huh, there are people who are just on the ready, just yeah, right. So that was interesting. But yeah, so that video, premiered, did super well, and I was curious on why. And then a few days later, I realized, oh, it got posted on the Reddit. Like, I don't know by who. When this happened, all this. I think it happened when it was premiering, actually, because I think I was able to check the specific time. But like, damn, right? And I was happy about that. I was like, oh shit, right? I didn't realize that's usually what happens sometimes and everything. Which I learned pretty damn quickly, especially with the next review. But we'll get to that. Um, yeah. So I gave an update here just to thank you all and everything, and then we get to the actual video. Uh, so obviously a lot of the gaming content has now moved over to the second channel, which isn't necessarily the second channel, but it's the general second channel in terms of all the channels there and everything, right? It's the one I feel actually fits the title of second. um this video was fun though. This video was a lot of fun. I do slightly wish more people saw it simply because it was very fucking funny. Me and my like pals and shit like that have a blast rewatching it and everything. And the original Mario videos did pretty damn well. I had them as channel trailers for a while, but this video was great. I do really love these Mario videos. They're probably the most fun out of the gameplay videos I do. That's really all I have to say for it. It was just a clipped up stream that was decently fun. Then, speaking of clipped up streams and stuff like that, yeah, we had this one, which was two different.
Just realized something.
Oh god, my quality here was horrible on the camera. Yeah, so yeah, so we have 2 different streams here. We have the when Steve had just come out with like Smash, and then if we go further in, there's Hungry Burger. I'm glad we got to have that on stream. And then there's the Sephiroth one when Sephiroth came out and all that. And we streamed that, and that was fun. That was actually really cool because this was a double stream where my OBS was streaming the game and my brother's OBS was streaming the game, and we were both streaming on separate channels, on Twitch for him, on YouTube for me, and it was interesting. That was a lot of fun. I really liked doing that. That was cool. I kind of want to do that more. I don't know if this computer could handle that as well now. This computer is definitely getting old. Obviously, it was old back then, but it's shown its age now. So, definitely a possibility that it might not be able to do that now. But you know what? We'll see. We might be able to do more of that. That's really all I have to say for that, right? Not too much there. Then we had this one. So we got to talk about Arc 6. So this one was a big deal because, yeah, I was reading Arc 6 and I was enjoying the shit out of it. Like, this is my favorite arc of any series, right? Should be known. Hey, it says it right there. You can't see it, but the video is suggested on the side. I love Arc 6. It is fantastic. I'm very excited for something related to it. I guess I can't say much. I can't say much regarding it, but I'm very excited for something relating to it. Just general thing. I don't know how to describe it, right? Because it's the worrying thing of I don't know which pals of mine might be watching the video, so we're just gonna keep this vague, right? But uh, I'm excited. But uh, overall, yeah, like Arc 6 was great, and I had to make a video on this and everything. So actually, that intro is funny. Come to think of it, I was sitting on the chair, which sounds completely normal until you realize this part right here is where I was sitting on. Because if I'm just sitting normally, right, it doesn't reach that high, right? I'm sitting here. So, obviously, it doesn't reach that high and everything. So I had to sit higher, in order to get the camera there and everything. Because I think I had the camera up there, right? Where I had it right here. Camera was in the same place as it was right here. Sounds unbelievable in a way, but it was. At least I think it was. I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And yeah, so then this is just generally me talking about it because I had a great fucking time with it. This video was actually funny enough. This video pretty much like hit nobody in terms of their feeds and stuff like that, right? From what I understand. But as soon as I made the Arc 6 video itself, immediately this one got viewed, which was it was just funny actually because it's just like it's funny to see the reverse effect of like this would lead into that, right? But it was actually no, it was the video that came after this that led people to come back to this one and be like, oh shit, wait, you talked about it like already technically, but in a like 14-minute video as opposed to a 3 hour 21 minute and 57-second video. And yeah, that's all we really have to say for that. So let's speak about that one, shall we? Let's speak about that one. Okay, so a few things to note off the bat. Lighting here. So this was recorded at like, I'm not gonna lie, same time that this is being recorded. Like roughly 3 or 4 a.m., right? This was pretty late. And so I didn't really want to turn on the bright lights I usually have because I'm like, man, I don't know if these lights are gonna somehow, even though like the blinds are shut and everything, I don't know if the light's just gonna leak into outside or some shit, right? I was worried about that possibility. I was overthinking it a bit, but I was worried about that possibility. Because imagine just trying to sleep at night and then just all of a sudden, just in the night, like it somehow if the lights are powerful enough, beam just coming through, right? Like I didn't want to try and pull that shit or anything, even though it probably would have been fine. I didn't really want to. So lighting on this could have been better. Now, that said, this video I'm actually like pretty damn happy with, right? I think I did a good job talking about shit. I planned on making this shorter than the Arc 5 video. That didn't work out. That very clearly didn't work out. I had a lot to say. I love this arc so much, but I'm glad this one got, so many people to just enjoy the video and shit like that and be entertained and give their thoughts regarding things and everything. I'm really glad this one did it. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, listen, this is technically speaking, right? If we were to just go off views and everything, it technically speaking wouldn't be that insane of a deal on the channel. Like, it kind of is, but somewhat isn't. But the thing is, with the videos that have more views, I was never exactly proud of making those or anything like that. And it's like, wow, cool, they get views, but I didn't really care about them. And technically speaking, they didn't represent the channel. They represented the video and the like topic at hand itself, which was weird to say, I know, but I think you can get the kind of idea going on there. Whereas this is a proper video that I feel I constructed to make my own and give my own opinion regarding this and everything. And I think that was like well done, and I'm glad I was able to entertain people with that. Right, that's another big thing there, is I was able to entertain people with that. Whereas the other videos, they were kind of just there for the sake of being there, right? So it was whatever. If you really want to know, they were just like TF2 all taunt videos and some gotcha game videos relating to like JoJo and all that, right? There was some JoJo mobile games that I had played in the past, stuff like that, that are now closed and have been closed for a long while now. But I played them and I was just like, oh, you know what? We'll make videos on that because I enjoy it. But like, I don't really enjoy necessarily doing some of the stuff. I actually enjoyed one of them because it was just doing like references and shit like that, like attack references. That felt very cool. I do wish I did more of that before it closed, but that's okay. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that I would do it in the future, but like I've always said, like maybe in the future we'll work on the whole thing of that. But I don't know. Maybe, right? That is a very very heavy maybe, but I doubt it. But yeah, overall this video was actually done pretty well. Uh, we're still obviously in the library, and it kind of shifts around here. I almost played too much. Uh, you know, we're still here in the like the green screen shifts because there was a different recording session from the start to the end. And I actually had PNGs this time. I shouldn't go too far ahead. Yeah, we had PNGs this time. That was great, right? Um, yeah, I was almost worried there. We almost went too far ahead. But yeah, I liked doing this. This was fun. I'm glad this was the most supported one. Like, look at that shit, man. I'm glad I really am glad I could entertain a lot of you with this. I know this doesn't have the goal I kind of did want to set for us to do a special stream and everything, but I'm gonna be honest. You guys showed me so much support on these videos and everything. I think we're just gonna do it, right? I would like to hit the goal in a way just for fun, right? But if we don't, fuck it. I think I'm just honestly gonna do it because I really appreciate all the support, and I do appreciate the fact that, like I did mention, right? Obviously, you're free to leave if you don't really want to stick around for not ReZero content and stuff like that, even though there will still be ReZero content. Like, obviously the channel will be focused on it, so I completely understand. I obviously understand also watching it solely for ReZero content. That's totally cool as well. But I do still, obviously very much appreciate people willing to have just like absolute patience to be like, I'll wait, right? I'll wait till your next ReZero video and like stuff like that. Like, that means a lot, right? Even though I'm literally fine with both those two previous things I listed, which I guess one of them counts towards this, but still, like, I even though I'm totally cool with that, I really am. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me that, like, shit, people are willing to just stick around and wait till we come back with the series and all that. That means a lot. I guess technically speaking, this was the next one, right here. You fuckers is what I wanted to call all of you. Not not in a bad way, obviously, like I say here. Hey, look, there it is. There's the setup. There's the setup we now have. I mostly did this because, okay, so the video was doing really fucking well when it premiered, and I found it on Reddit immediately. I realized it got posted, and I went, I'm going there and getting it. I don't even follow that Reddit. I don't follow any Reddits. I just, like, realized from my YouTube insight shit that, hey, biggest reach was Reddit, and I went, it's posted on there. How do I find this? And I had a pal of mine scout it out for me, I believe, right? Good friend of mine. So that was pretty damn nice. And I was able to find this directly. And obviously, it was doing pretty damn well. And before I went to bed, it was like already doing better than the Get Into. So I was like, oh shit. And I wake up and it's like still doing better. And then I'm like I do what I have to do for the day. Come home. And it's at like 300 or 400 or whatever the fuck it was at. And it was just like, what the fuck? I actually don't know how much it was. I might be able to pull it up. That might take a lot of searching, actually. I do tweet more often now. So you know what? I think that might take a bit to find. But Yeah, like this was insane on how well it did. I had to come home and just be like, you fuckers, like holy shit. I cannot believe this video did this well. It really made me happy because I don't know. It was a big deal to me. Everything. This shelf looks so like small compared to now. Like I'm sure a lot of you would be like, "Oh yeah, I agree." Trust me, you haven't seen it updated yet. Like this is still small, and hell, even newer, like the newer videos, it's still technically like about the same size it is now. It's just there's more. Trust me. Um, yeah, it's just crazy to look at. But yeah, well, that's when we had the demon ram down there and everything. Before we like had to move it up because I'm like I have too much shit, right? I just have too much shit that I can't really like. And this is a desk. I don't want to have her like I don't know melting or something because I have the like laptop there. Um, yeah. So I had to make this video just to say like thank you all for that. I greatly appreciate it. I also gave an update on shit. I mentioned the Pokemon Nuzlocke, and I mean we're still gonna do that, right? We did one stream of it that counts. I think that's something we have to do over time because I definitely want to focus on producing videos. So I think the Nuzlocke, as well as other possible streams and stuff like that, is stuff we just have to do over time. The only thing that we will have a set moment for, really, other than like occasional celebration type of stuff or whatever it may be, is just like the Rumble type of stuff, right? The Rumble type of stuff will always be at the end of the year. That's just how we're gonna do it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, so the Nuzlocke, it's like we'll get back to at some point. It's just a matter of we'll mix it in there. We'll find a way to mix it in there. After that, we had this video, which I have to. Oh, okay. So hopefully enough of the copyright music didn't play. That we should be okay. Yeah, this was just a simple video where it was just here's highlights of CS:GO moments I had, but it was like, hey, look at that icon up there. If you can even see that. Uh, yeah, this was highlights of just occasional CS:GO moments we had that were just fun and everything. And I just decided to make that its whole video just because that's fun, and actually it did pretty well. It did pretty well. People seem to actually enjoy this one. I do like that, right? I like that this video was decently enjoyed. It had a horrific thumbnail of lie. It had a horrific thumbnail of lie. Like it was oh god, but I wanted to make that because I'm like, you know what? Arc 6 was the most recent video we did. Fuck it. Fuck it, right? Who can we relate to knives? Him and also Elsa, but how do we put Elsa in that type of outfit? Um, unless we were to commission it, but I didn't actually think about that option. I could have actually just done that. Then we did this one, which was the next proper video. Today was real nice, yeah, so this was the Bakudo video, which was just something for fun. Obviously, I want to talk about and everything. This is like a NIAB talks about video. Just simple as is. This was actually where the green screen properly worked because we weren't looking like we were towering over it. I think the other time we looked like we were towering over it because I was a bit closer. This is me standing all the way back, like pretty much right in front of it. I'm still pretty fucking tall, but at least I'm not towering over it. I'd have to be like an inch or two higher. But yeah, uh, generally speaking, Bakudo video. I did enjoy making this, even if it wasn't like, super huge on how many people it reached and everything. I'm just happy to talk about my thoughts on it because when I just want to speak about something, I just want to speak about something. I like that. It was a very simple video. Had overall normal, you know, editing in there and that type of shit. On to the next review, which is when I decided to insert this stuff. So I thought about it, right? And I realized I like doing skits, right? Doing a skit is something I have a lot of fun with doing because I'm very big into doing like drama type of activities and stuff like that, right? I'm big with that type of stuff. So this was when I realized I want to do that. I want to do that for videos where we do skits, right? And this is where and hey, this is when, yeah, I said it to WMV and all that. So, we started with skits here, and I think I like this one. I like this one. As much as it's simple and it's a little bit corny, I like it. I like these skits even if they're corny. But this one's great. You get all the Rao posters up there. There is my favorite character, right in front of Rem. Uh, we gave it the apt title for the area, and then we transition into it.
How did I end up here again?
Oh, what do you think of this backup place, sir?
I'll take it. No, I feel like there was a part after that. I feel like there was.
I like that. I like doing the explosion there and everything. I enjoyed that. I'm actually not sure
Guess I'm here now.
how these skits actually were for a lot of people. I just kind of do them, and like the videos seem to be enjoyed, but I have no clue how much they're enjoyed and everything. You can tell this was a different shot. You can tell because I had this sweater here, and then I go into this. My hair is also different, slightly. It's combed differently. Yeah, so you can tell that here. Oh god, that's when I had the My Hero and these are here because I had them, and like these were the only parts of My Hero that I enjoyed. I'm not really huge on My Hero, right? You're free to like it, of course, right? Everybody's gonna have their own opinions on stuff. That's fine. But I just had this here, and Dragon Ball Super. I watch that shit weekly, and yet I really don't enjoy Super. I really fucking don't. I even have the figures, but I mean, figures are cool, right? Those are fine for the most part for me. It's just like, I don't even know why I collected the manga. I especially don't like the manga. I don't know. I just kind of had that shit there, and I feel like I do kind of need to explain that because that disappears afterwards. This was a fun video to work on though, because we had at the start of each section we had the fun little stuff we played there and everything. So
Don't watch that part. Let's get into it. We got the first one coming right up.
let's see.
And that is the lust if. Here we go.
What the hell is this?
Right, so we had that, and we went more and more into that. My favorite one was the gluttony one, where we played the fucking Markiplier clip. I really enjoyed doing that there. That one was a funny one. Yeah, overall not much with this video. This was just the start of the new setup, right, and everything, and I like this.
He fights them, kills them.
Cool. Yeah, start of the new setup area and everything, and this was done well. Is this where we actually get the ending? No. No, this is not. You get the music, but you don't get the ending yet. I don't remember when I put the ending in. Yeah, overall not much to say. This was just a fun video. It actually, I will say this video was a little bit rushed out because it came out April 1st, which was meant to tie in with when these what ifs come out and everything. So obviously a little bit rushed in there, right? A little bit, but I was able to read, the stories and everything and managed to get everything in there. And we corrected the lust if one, right, and all that. It worked out. It worked out well. I did fuck up a little bit in there, I know, plot-wise and everything, but overall, it worked out. And I'm happy it, did pretty well. Next, after that, we actually have the podcast episodes. We won't go into those, but I will say I'm glad that the podcast has been doing pretty decently well, right? I'm glad people have been enjoying it. That makes me happy. I've been seeing a lot of listens, especially to the ReZero episodes. I shouldn't be shocked, but still, those are getting a lot of listens. And I really like that that's doing well. I'm glad you all like it. Can't wait to do more of them. I definitely want to get more done, right? There's one we obviously specifically want to get done relating to Dragon Ball Superhero, which I know I'm not really huge on Super, but I will say I've been, enjoying the Super movies, right? It's crazy that Super manages to be a series I don't enjoy, but then they make 2 movies, and I'm like, wow, these movies are actually pretty good, even though the stuff about Super I really just don't enjoy. It's crazy that these movies are actually pretty good, right? But yeah, the stuff I obviously want to talk about with that podcast and everything, and we'll get to that. After that, we had the Left 4 Dead 2 video, didn't we? Yeah, this was another stream highlight video, right? And this is a classic series on the channel. This is a series that we've been doing for a while now, and is arguably I almost want to say it's the funniest series in terms of the game type of stuff we've done. But we've done Jackbox, and Jackbox have been very funny. And we've done Mario, and I'm going to be honest, the Mario videos, in my opinion, are the most funny. So it's I don't know. This definitely was the big gameplay stuff for the channel for a while, though. So obviously, like this was just, you know, a continuation of that and everything. Just a simple video to tie the channel down for the moment. Then we had the Spy Family one.
To another episode of NIAB talks about stuff.
I was very quiet here.
Just
I don't know why. I also had very short hair. Holy shit, my hair was short. Back at this setup again, right? I wonder if my hair will...
here.
No, it's still there. I just moved over because there's more. Yeah. Generally this video was simple. I just wanted to speak about Spy Family. This is another talking about video, but it was a fun one to do, right? Because Spy Family is definitely a series I really enjoy a lot. I do wish I provided images of the manga. That's something I should have done here that I really fucking regretted in post. Was just like, fuck, I should have put manga images there. But, you know, that's okay. It works out at the end of the day. I think we actually had this skit. Yeah, we had this skit in the intro because the next thing we had to do regarding like the ReZero reviews
Because I gotta do this.
was the EX stuff.
Arc 7 of this, right? I'm
So,
working on that, don't worry, right? Definitely reading through this. Enjoying it so far, can't wait to get more into it, as well as, you know, eventually getting through Arc 7, that's gonna be fun. But, you know, I should be doing this. And I was. But
Until-
as soon as Saturday happened.
right, because, yeah, the first episode premiered, and I've been meaning to read Spy Family for, like, at this point, right? At this point of doing this video and all that, or, like, the Saturday that I watched the first episode of the series, I had been meaning to watch the series, or read the series, for, like, a year. Because I'd heard about it, I heard a lot of good shit about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll read it, right? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna read it. That sounds interesting. That got me hyped to actually read it. There's series sometimes where I hear good shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'll read that. And I do like that a lot, like getting suggestions like that. It's interesting to see a series that, like, a manga you enjoy and shit like that, and then, you know, possibly in the future seeing it get animated. That stuff is cool, right?
Well,
And then, but yeah.
changed what I was doing from this.
So that's what led to the whole video. And that's me throwing the EX one. I was worried about throwing that thing because that's the only copy I really have. I could buy more, obviously, but it's like, only copy I have, I don't really want it to get damaged and everything. Like, the fucking volume 10 volume I have back here, the original one I got was so fucking damaged. I had to, like, actually get a complete replacement, which luckily was free. But, like, you know, I had to get a replacement on that shit. That was annoying. This, I guess, technically counts as the next video. I liked this one a lot. This was a really cool trailer of like for the Rumble. As much as it's a simple video, I don't have much to say with it. I just really like doing this trailer. It's goofy, it's corny, but it's great, and it feels very energetic. I love this one a lot. I'm sure there's a point a lot of people might want to see, which is the character who won. The character who actually won the whole thing, which, big shocker that they won. But you know what? I love how much of a monster I made him. He's perfect. God, the Ace Attorney music is perfect here. Like, it goes in super hard. And hey, who knows? You might see these characters next year. Or I guess this year, technically. But yeah, you might end up seeing them. So, you know, keep them all in mind. With the exception of Puck. But you know what? We'll see about Puck. We'll see about Puck. Because like I mentioned, I obviously think at this point I'm just going to do the ReZero type attorney Rumble thing. So, hey, Puck is not out of the question. Okay, so this is the next page, which is technically the last page. But I mean, there was only 2 pages of this. We have this video, which was a talks about video. Okay, so this one I actually do want to speak about a decent bit. Because this one I'm actually pretty damn happy with, right? This was a really good talks about video. I mean, I'm usually happy with the talk about videos. It's just this one was... had a decent bit of editing in there. I think my thoughts were very clear of what I wanted to say and all that. And I'm glad it was done well. This part was so fucking hard to edit, though. Like, okay, it wasn't super, super hard. But it was a pain in the ass. This...
NIAB talks about his favorite ReZero villain in what feels like an almost weird obsession he has much about
I think it's quiet actually because I made it quiet.
stuff. There's the whole ass title.
That was so fucking absurd to just like constantly write in and make sure it was perfectly timed with my words and everything. Uh, this video did pretty damn well though, and I'm happy. Uh, it was nice. It was nice. I'm happy with it. Seems like a lot of people were happy with it. It's good. It's very nice. I'm glad it was. That's really all I have to say. And yeah, it was that part. By this point, we might actually have the intro. Did we? No, this was just the image.
But beforehand video.
Yeah, this was just the image. Okay. Okay, so this was just this. We're slowly getting to there to the actual outro we now use. More podcast episodes yet. This was when I give the update regarding stuff because actually reading all the EX novels and also Arc 7 was a little bit of a pain in the ass at the time. It got better and then eventually we were able to do it. But I had to give an update regarding it. Right?
It's time.
But yeah, we had this intro skit, which I like doing.
Hello and welcome to the EX novel video. I'm not gonna there wasn't anything else.
This one was a fun one to do as well. Like, I did really like talking about these EX novels. They were great. Right? This worked out pretty damn well for a review. Albeit,
Just the EX novel.
it didn't reach super far, but that's okay.
Avoid.
Right. I mean, at this point, like, it is doing pretty damn well, but, like, I know when it was overall starting off,
See in the series.
you know,
Currently,
it's overall simple. But that's fine. That's fine.
that we have to do that's part of the EX novels.
I really like how long it took me to do that. Like, I do actually appreciate how long I extended it and everything, just to fully, give the emotion in there and everything. Overall, same as all the other reviews. Very simple, very nice. We got the light on Rem there, which was pretty nice. I should do that more often. I don't know why I don't. But then, we move on to Arc 7, which I kind of made it important to watch this one. Because then we get the same intro here, but yeah, there we go. We get the proper intro and everything. We get good lighting because I was like, you know what? Let's use natural light here, and that works out super fucking well. It makes it look very nice. I need to do that more often. I need to stop recording at 3 a.m. We're not learning anything, though, very clearly. Overall, this one was pretty damn nice. This one was actually the first review I want to say that did super well, or at least like pretty damn well, right, for the average amount on the channel and everything, without even being posted anywhere, right? That was interesting, and I did like that because there was a lot here that I liked, working with it, speaking about, and all that, right? Giving my opinion on all that. I'm glad this worked out well. I'm glad this one worked out well. This might actually be where the outro is. And yeah, we got the giant wall of text there. This is when we had the Get Into preview. That's right. That's right, because the next big video after this was the Get Into. Because obviously I want to give like previews to Get Into sometime and everything.
Yeah. See you on that next Get Into.
Yeah.
Man, gosh, do a teaser for the next Get Into.
So I liked doing this preview.
Let's do that later. Now,
Because
see what I shall pick to read today.
obviously, right, if you see earlier in the video, you notice what's missing there and everything.
I feel like there was something.
I didn't even realize I had the window open there. You could see the Sonic Unleashed poster there. Yeah, I had a Sonic Unleashed poster there. It's now a Re-01. But at the time I had that there. Because Sonic Unleashed goes hard, and I will hear nothing about that. I don't give a shit if you try and say that's childish or something. This is the one opinion where I will hear nothing. I might be willing to hear something, but I mean, Sonic Unleashed goes hard, and that's all I'm going to say. Anyways. So, obviously, get the pan down. I like doing this a lot. This was a lot of fun. You can actually see the DVDs back there, which is something you barely see. As you see that face, and then the tragedy continues. I loved putting that text in, gave myself goosebumps, just because of the whole thing of, that's like kind of the line that they tell with the intro of Fist of the North Star. And it felt good to just put in like the tragedy continues and properly given intro in a way to what the next get into will be with this. I don't know. I like doing that a lot. That was great. After this, we had the talk about video that we did. This one did get shared, and this one did pretty well. Shockingly, it actually didn't do as well as the review. That's interesting. That's legitimately kind of interesting. That really does show you how, like, what I mean of this review just did really fucking well. But this video got shared, and it still did pretty damn well, but it was still less than this. And this was only, like, a week earlier. And, like, you know, you compare that with, like, some of the other stuff, right? It's, like, it's not that much different. So it's like, damn, that's kind of impressive. But this is the talk about video where we mentioned some shit and everything. The outro might be here. Nope. I'm just, like, curious of where it is sometimes. Yep, simple enough. I can't actually play this one for obvious reasons. If you know it, you know it. But, like, yeah. Yeah, wow, this really is the one and only video where you can see the DVD collection back there and like the Dragon Balls and all that. That's neat. Yeah, there's another like additional shelf down there. In fact, how many shelves are seeable? Only up to there, really. So there's 2 shelves underneath this. You can only see up to here, but there's 2 more below that. I didn't realize that, honestly. I thought it was like pretty much all visible except for the bottom one, but I guess not. After that, we got more podcast episodes. We got the highlight one where I talked about the Ram VA song and everything. By the way, that curse is still persisting. I mentioned it with the tier list video, but in case you haven't still realized, it's still a real curse that I am inflicted with. I'm fine with it. It's just, we have the trailer for the Get Into that I did, where my hair was a bit fucked up there, and I'm upset about that. Let's play it, but I have to mute it at a certain point. I had my good pal King Nut do the intro. Essentially, he did the intro of Fist of the North Star here compared to the parody intro we did later. My hair's fucked up here, dude. I hate that it looked like this. I needed a haircut real bad, or just to fix it. And then, yeah, you get the turn. This was like corny as fuck, like, trailer for it, but I did like doing that. It was unbelievably corny. And honestly, I'm not super pleased watching it, but yeah, there you go. You get your date and everything. That was a cool one to do. I definitely want to do something similar to that with DMC. Maybe a little bit less on the corny side, but then we have the Get Into. And obviously we should unmute it. This one, though, oh man, I had a blast working on this, and it's like I'm glad this one was well received overall, right? Not insanely popular, but if we were to go off a video that wasn't ReZero related and shit like that and everything, I'm glad this was well received. I think people actually still watch this video that, like, you know, were like people who were here for the ReZero stuff still watch this and everything, which I do really appreciate, right? That means a lot. Obviously, you can see the other shelf here. Oh, there it is. There it is. You can actually see a whole lot here. You can see a drama award I got a little bit.
The year is 2020X. The anime.
But now we get the parody intro.
The battle shown in Seal.
Yeah, I love they said Moe shit as this was here. That was perfectly timed. It was unintentional, but it was perfectly timed. And I love that a lot.
And it had seemed like every series had become something that only people who stack no paper and get no bitches could enjoy.
I might have a video relating to that in the future. That statement right there. I might. I think I'm gonna do it. Right. I'm leaning more towards the side of I'm gonna do it, but I might have a video relating to that because it's something I want to speak about regarding that. But we'll get to that when we get to that this year.
The people waited for a savior who could bring Kino back to the destined state of anime.
And then we have the very loose Japanese translation. Could be incorrect completely, but you know, that was cool. I liked making it proper to Fist of the North Star. and I had my like really good friend King Nut help me out with it because he had also seen the series. I watched it with him, right? Like I showed him it is more so what I mean with that, right? And then we watched the whole thing. We had a blast. But we were able to mimic the series really well here. At least for the intro. This part was all me. This part and the ending skit was me. I loved using the sound effects.
When's the next ReZero review? I don't care about this shit.
You can wait a week, you impatient little shit. The ReZero Arcs Wonderful review.
I love this intro skit and the end skit so much. Hold on, this moment right here. I'm laughing at my own shit, but this was funny. I enjoyed this. I personally found this very funny. Especially, okay, so some of the paper ones are hard to see, but I think the first paper one I wrote down some shit of like, sign here so that you like won't sue or some shit, or like something along those lines, or like sign here to like warrant your death, whatever it may have been, or some shit like that. This one though I really fucking liked because I drew two stickmen, one of them with the head exploding, and then it was just me holding up that paper and being like, and it was just so much fun. I loved doing this intro. Oh, wait, right. Yeah, so I'm going really in depth for this joke, but I just want to explain a lot. This was me drawing it. This was me literally like drawing it essentially, and then just you. And you also have the poker one there where not even poker really. It's fucking go fish. I say poker, but it was go fish. Where yeah, give me that card. No, you're gonna just fuck you. And then it actually ends with a proper Fist of the North Star finale.
Starting off a video like this can be rather difficult.
Lighting here
I know it's
was absolutely phenomenal. I loved the lighting here. This was great. Like, I do really like doing this, get into it. There's a lot of good editing in there. I did almost fuck up here, much like how I did with the Arc 5 video. But I'm very happy with this video. This is how I want to do get intos from now on. I also used manga panels, which I apologize if it's a little bit more boring to look at in a way than compared to other like videos and shit like that. But it was mostly just because, like, okay, I don't want to risk, because Toei is a bit of a bitch when it comes to certain shit like that. So I don't want to risk the idea of the video gets taken down because Toei sees anime footage and shit like that. That would have just been a big problem, right? So I felt it was better to do that, right? Here's the outro skit also, just to go over this because I want to look at this again.
There's another enemy here.
Oh, go ahead and strike me.
So yeah, we got my cousin doing essentially a parody of Mr. Hart from the series.
My hand's stuck.
You might be able to tell. I feel like, especially if you look at the reflection in the glasses, but these were two separate recorded takes at two separate dates. His stuff was way earlier. His stuff was actually recorded, I think, before we even did the Arc 7 review and EX novel review. I just had that on the ready. I just like wanted it ready for when I was gonna do this.
What's that?
And then you might notice it changes here. The lighting changes and everything. And then it goes back to the lighting we had. And I even made a joke about it. I made a joke about it because I realized, oh shit, people are gonna notice that. So I said this. Let me turn it up just to be sure.
He hit me so hard that not only did my shirt change, but also my hair.
See? And then we made a joke regarding the literal fucking line that Mr. Hart says.
Oh, my meat is like rubber. Body me.
Alright. Looks like I'm just gonna have to get a little bit more serious then.
This is
We can talk this out.
this is corny shit, but like I just really like this especially the power up, and then
I'm alive.
And then there's the actual footage from the anime. That is the only anime footage I used. And then to make a joke about the next review we're gonna do. But then here's the DMC 5 van, right? There it is.
Not that.
That to give a preview. See? Not yet, right? Which now is the next thing to do. And there's, you know, Arcs 1, Arcs 2, Arcs 3. That was the next review in store. So yeah, then we talked about it and everything. And yeah, then we had the outro where I gave, you know, the credits. And this, like, I really like doing this. I like doing that. That was cool. And then we played Devil Trigger here. Or at least the intro bit of it. To give you all a general idea of what was to come. Did I not put an end screen there? I guess I didn't put an end screen there. I'm actually shocked I didn't. I thought I did. Okay. That's fine. The next video after that was this, which was unplanned. Before I start this video off, I want to make. But it's because this was the fucking live stream. This video did very well because the live stream happened and a lot of people were disappointed. And you know, I wanted to have a talk about it because I didn't expect much going in, but we got even less than that. Not much to say. This was just a video I did on the fly because I was like, I need to talk about this. I cannot just contain all this like disappointment I felt. I need to speak about it. So we just did this video. Not much to say. Simple as is. I'm glad though that there was some general shared feelings here and everything, and I was able to discuss a whole lot with people. I do greatly appreciate that. The video we had after that was the review. This intro skit was actually fucked up. I moved the clips in the wrong way, but it still worked out. Because
You'll be able to go through this whole thing spoiler free. See, any spoilers
yeah,
that
so
anything like that. I mean, overall, it's don't you fucking dare.
so this part was actually supposed to play after a few seconds of this.
Before you.
Where I'm silent for like a second there, that was supposed to play, then it would be me putting on the glove, and then it would be continuing this.
Killed me. I need to let you all know that in Arc 7. Okay. Welcome to the Arcs 1 to 3 review. I think an anime scene.
I like doing that skit, even though it was very simple.
Been looking forward to covering these arcs because other than
And then yeah, and I played this after the live stream was over because I was just like upset with how bare bones that live stream was, that I was just like, fuck it, here's the full video. Just early. So yeah, that was a good review though. I did like enjoy making this one and everything. And we had the echidna shirt there. And even if the intro skit wasn't perfect, it still worked out. Also, that intro skit, specifically when I'm wearing the white shirt, pink hoodie, that was made at the same time that I was making the, like, you know, the EX novel and the Arc 7 videos and stuff like that. Like, the skits for those, it was made at the same time that I made the skits for those. So, quite literally, it was me from the past, you know, perfectly working into that joke and everything. Like, it was good. It was well done, in my opinion. After that, we just had another one of the novel reviews. We had an update. We had an update in between that, where the bee was in the room, and that was horrifying. Or the bee was somewhere in the house, and it was horrifying. It wasn't actually in the room. In fact, it left the house completely shortly after. But, yeah, so we had this review, which did kind of get fucked up and everything. Audio is fucked on it. Good news, though, for when we make the full video regarding this. The audio is no longer fucked up. I made sure to fix that. I fixed it. It's not fixed for this video, but it will be fixed for the full video. I have it in there perfectly fine now. It'll work out. It'll be okay. You can see the shelf really growing now. Yeah, so this video was kind of fucked audio-wise. Yeah, listen to that. It is not balanced super well, but it's because of, like, Sony Vegas just not making it clear and everything and kind of fucking it up a bit. So, it happens sometimes with Sony Vegas. It's a pain in the ass, but, you know, it's fine. It'll be fine with the full video. I would say this is probably one of the weaker, like, reviews I did, which is a good thing that is, technically speaking, one of the lesser, you know, known ones and everything like that. At least You know, it's not super high up there and people don't understand what the fuck I'm saying. Um, After that, wow, after that we really did have the immediate next review that also got posted on the Reddit and everything and got popular. And you could already see the shelf growing. How much time was in between those two? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong video. A month. A full month. I didn't upload anything for a month. I probably did the live stream there. That was probably when I did the Nuzlocke, wasn't it? Let's find out. No, I did the live stream in August. We did nothing for a month? I'm like genuinely amazed at remembering that now. We did nothing for a month? Huh. Okay. I don't remember doing that little in between. I think it's because I probably had a lot to work with because I had the summer video. I had the summer video. I had the One Piece Burning Blood Supers and stuff like that. Actually, wait, no. No, I'm stupid. No, the live stream was a few days before, but that was still a month. That was still a month overall. Like it was a few days before the previous review, which really doesn't amount to much, but okay. Still not much happened there. That's interesting. I was probably just super fucking busy. I probably mentioned that. Uh, yeah, good description. Although I did find out that Tapei's like one of Tapei's favorite series is One Piece, so hey, it's fitting. Uh, yeah, this was a long one, and this is definitely gonna make the Arc 7 video a long one to speak about. Or like the full thing, like a long one to overall go through and everything, especially with the EX5. But this was a good one. I did enjoy this volume of Arc 7 a whole lot, and I'm glad I got, to entertain a whole lot of people with this one. Glad this one was enjoyed. I made sure to try and make this one good. I think, actually, yeah, I mentioned the fact that, something regarding the summer video would be in here. Just to make the hint obvious, because I feel like it should be obvious by this point. It was Chainsaw Man. It was the fact that Chainsaw Man was in the top left. I was going to talk about it in the summer video to come, and then, we talked about it in the summer video. This might actually be where the outro is. Yeah! That's the Squirtle outro.
Alright, that's all. Play the outro.
I love doing that outro. That outro is great. I guess to explain that outro, just to mention it, because, you probably heard the music a whole lot by now. I used that specifically. Oh, wait, I just realized. Let's go from here. Hold on. Let me actually just explain the outro first. Pokemon Channel was the first ever series I did on the channel. It was a long ass time ago. It was like 10 years ago. I was definitely a kid by then. 100%. But, I was doing Pokemon Channel. I was doing a Let's Play of that. And that's what was, the first series on the channel. And it's a game that means a lot to me because it's my chill game. It's a game I will go back to if I want to just chill out. I like it a lot. Even though I know the general opinion is it's not that great, I like it a lot. And obviously a big part of it was like, oh, here's the shopping channel with this catchy music and this Squirtle that looks cool. And I'm just like, fuck it. That'll be the outro from now on, because I had a weird outro before. And I'm like, you know what? That outro is kind of weird, right? It doesn't really make sense with what's going on and everything. Fuck it. Squirtle. He fits. He fits the bill. Yeah, there it is. That's what I was trying to look for. It was like, oh yeah, right, the preview for the next Gen 2 with this one. And all that. Yeah, so there was the Fist of the North Star preview. So the first ever rating the Super video, I guess, is what's next. I like doing this intro. I like the music, right? Fading in, all that. This video was a pain in the ass to work on. This video was, like... Overall, it was, decently normal after a while. It was just like, oh my god, putting all the scores in and everything. It's tiring. You'll also learn that with the All-Star Battle one. This shit was tiring after a while. Yeah, this one was fun to make. I enjoyed it, right? I'm glad I did this, and I'm excited to do more rating the Supers. That stuff is fun. Yeah, I don't know. Not much else to say. I just really like doing rating the Supers, and I'm glad I'm making this, a thing with the channel, but less fighting games because that's obviously done by, but more so stuff that I feel like I want to do it with and everything. And there's more I want to do there with that type of topic. anyways, the summer video, which is it was a big deal for me in terms of like doing and everything, because this was a NIAB talks about video,
Hello.
but we did it
To the
for a
NIAB
whole ass season,
Summer 2020.
and it made talking about stuff easier, right? It was better than, hey, here's Spy Family, let me talk about Spy Family. Here's Bakudo, let me talk about Bakudo, and all that. Like, obviously, I like doing that one-off type of stuff, and if I really need to, I will do that one-off type of stuff, right? If there's something I really need to speak about. But this worked out super well for being, hey, here's a collage of shit I just started, watched, all that, did, like, where is it? Uh, just, what's the cosplay? Where's the cosplay that, that I'm sure was a big, interesting point for it.
Costume.
There he is. There he is. If some people are watching this and you got to this point, and you're here for the ReZero content and stuff like that, and you haven't seen this, there it is. But yeah, this was just like a fun way to be like, fuck it. Let me just speak about everything I want to here, right? Everything that I have to. And then, like, also, we started the Bleach journey here, which is sadly muted because I put number 1 over it. And it's muted on the next one because I put the remix from the Hellverse movie. But yeah, we had the Bleach journey here, and that was a fun thing to start doing. Overall, I'm very happy with how this video, worked out and everything. A little bit, I do wish it was it reached more because we talked about a whole lot. So I feel like I could have gotten some different opinions from other people regarding these topics and stuff like that here. But that's fine, right? I want to speak about this stuff. I want to speak about this stuff. My talk about videos are just me talking, and overall, that's the more focused. I'm almost gonna say focused towards me type of videos where I just want to speak, right? Like regarding topics I like, right? It's not necessarily like I'm absolutely obviously I'm focusing on entertaining all of you, but it's not like, for example, some of the get intos and stuff where it's here's this series and let me speak about that and everything, and the reviews and stuff like that, and let me go into that and everything, right? This is very focused on, I want to speak about this stuff. It might interest you, and if you're interested, fuck it, check it out. But I just want to speak about it, right? And if you've seen it, cool, let's talk about it. But if not, hey, I'm just gonna speak, right? So there's that. After that, we had the Gusteko video,
Hello, everybody.
which I got the idea for because I was thinking about it for a while, and I was like, you know what? We haven't done a fun little theory video. Why is it tilted this much? What the fuck happened to the camera here? Why is it sideways? I did not notice this. I apologize to people that this might have fucked up. What the fuck? Okay. Anyways, what I was saying. I was thinking about it, right? And I was like, you know what? We haven't done a fun little ReZero theory type of video in a while and everything like that. So I was like, fuck it. Right? Let me think of something and I'll speak about it. And what thing did I obviously think of? The shit that I've been mentioning for a while now, right? The stuff that I wanted. Gusteko as an arc, as an EX novel, whatever the fuck. I just want to know more. And I was like, fuck it. Let's do that. Let's do that for a video. That sounds fun, right? So that's what we did here. Overall, great time. I feel like I got to express everything I needed to, as well as we did a good job with the transitions. Yeah. I do love if you can possibly read it. I do like what I put there. But yeah, I did like making this type of stuff, right? These transitions between the areas was really cool. I like doing that. Overall, this was a fun one to do, and I'm glad people enjoyed it. After this, we had the Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter video that I had been meaning to do for a while, since after the Arc 6 video, and we finally did it here. And, I'm happy with it. I'm happy. I'm not shocked that it was almost an hour long. We spoke about a lot, obviously, but it's just this was a good one. I like doing this a whole lot. It was fun. Good transitions in there that changed depending on which show we were talking about, right? It was good. I felt like I could express my thoughts about the shows perfectly and give, pros and cons and all this and everything. It was nice. I liked that a lot. After that, another podcast episode, and now we are actually getting close to the end because we have the Film Red video that I had to make after watching Film Red, and also after making the podcast. This was a fun one, like doing this, right? This was just, I had to talk about it because there was a lot I needed to express about my opinions regarding One Piece at the current moment, and comparing that with Film Red, right? Which is like, there's a big connection there. That, you know, with one can't necessarily be made in a similar vein with the other and stuff like that. But yeah, after that we had the update video where I talked about a lot and everything, and then we had the Arc 4 video, which is good character wise. I forgot I was at this point because I think I was grabbing a like screenshot of something. I might have even been grabbing the clip of when I put Echidna there, and I said a certain word afterwards. Not a bad word, obviously, but a word that could definitely reveal some things. But like, yeah. I'm now realizing saying like, you know, when I started off that sentence, that did kind of sound bad, but you know, if you know, you know, it's not bad, but it's oh, um, yeah. So this video, glad people enjoyed it. I do know from the YouTube stats, because I'm not usually there for the premieres and shit like that, right? I'm usually either working on other videos, speaking to people, all sorts of shit, right? So, I'm gonna be honest, I don't usually watch my own videos, especially because I don't want to raise my own view count via viewing. I'm doing that right now, I know, but I'm doing it specifically to make this video. So I don't usually like doing that. So, like, essentially, I'm not usually there for the premieres, but I will say this was the biggest concurrent viewer type of shit I saw ever in terms of my videos, where it was like at least like 5 people, maybe 6, something like that. Really like that. Glad that people could watch this video and enjoy it. And I mean, obviously, you know, there's a tier list in there. I put the tier list in there because like I felt like I made you guys wait long enough for the Arc 4 video and everything, and I was like, fuck it, right? Made you wait long enough. This is like, this came, yeah, December 2nd. I thought it was November. I thought it was like near the end of November. No, it's December 2nd this came out. I was like, fuck it. Here's the tier list that I promised. Here it is. Like all 3 of these tier lists that I want to do. Here they are. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty damn proud of this video, and I'm glad people could really enjoy it. I'm glad people could understand where I was coming from with the take that I had, that it's like, hey, I still really like this. It's just the lowest. I really like it. It's just the lowest. I'm glad people could understand. Yeah, but that was good. After that, we had the Rumble, which was a fantastic time. That was very fucking funny. I'm excited to do like this year's Rumble. That Rumble was so fucking good. Let's play my favorite highlight from it. If I could find it. Hopefully we can find it. There was a lot of really good moments in here, but my personal favorite. Do we know where it is? How early was it in the matches? Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I made it a whole ass video for it, or like on the like other channel. I think it's a little bit ahead. Yeah, here. She's talking shit to him.
Well, Mass, you need that bat. You don't stand a chance anymore.
Kill yourself. Kill yourself.
Oh, what's happening? What the fuck is? Oh my lord! He has to be dead. Yeah, no, he has to be dead after that.
Just broke his neck. He is limp right now. He is not moving.
Oh my lord. 1,
Stay down.
2. That's it. He's dead.
Oh my god.
All they needed was Ram.
Trish didn't do anything.
She was dead weight.
That was a really good moment. I like that a lot. That stream was very fun. There was a lot of moments like that, but holy shit, that moment was fun. Yeah, and then after that we had the next volume review we did, which you know what, didn't get that many views or anything like that, but that's fine, right? It's nice to stay on track and everything, like on top of it and everything. And yeah, I did like making this one. albeit I had a lot to say that was in a way like kind of negative, but I had a lot to express there regarding that and everything. And then we had the hint for the DMC get into.
It is. Let's go devil hunting, peeps.
Which that like yeah, that was a lot more direct, but that's just because I didn't know. Not didn't know, but more so it's like I couldn't really format a proper good little hint for all of you of like what's to come, right? Uh, I don't know. It was just a general thing of like, you know what? Here, right? I'll make it clear what we're doing next, as well as the music at the end is, very clearly just like there's, DMC music. It's very clear. Now we have 2 videos left, which is the All-Star Battle one. This one was a lot of fun, especially because, okay, so this intro, this is the main thing I want us to speak about this, right? Another Rating the Super video, still fun to do, right? I enjoyed this, and this was like, I would say this was better editing-wise than the previous one. Because the previous one I was actually trying to do something, and it didn't work out super well, so I had to, like, start from the beginning. That was a bit annoying. But anyways, so this intro, unintentionally, it gets synced up at one point. Watch as they jump. Without any intention to do so, they jumped, they landed in the exact same spots right here. And that was perfect. That was really fucking perfect. I love that a lot. That made that intro really fucking cool. Yeah, that's really what I have to say. It's just, I really like that intro was like that. And it was a fun little Rating the Super video. I'm excited to do more of these, as always. Here's the winter video that I think it was at this point. Why was that at this point? Oh, I was trying to check something. I was trying to check, like, how far the bleach section went. So I was, like, roughly clicking around there because this bleach section goes on for a while. It starts here. Here. Like, fuck, that went on for a while. But yeah, I'm glad this one got, decently enjoyed. Albeit not super viewed, but I'm glad that, people watched it, enjoyed it, stuff like that, right? Right, there was definitely more audience retention there and stuff like that, and, likes and everything. All that. I'm glad I got to entertain some of you with this and everything. That makes me happy. There's the Rem shirt getting absolutely fucked. Yeah, this was a fun one to do, and I meant to do it for a while, but it's like we had to delay it because of the Arc 4 video and a whole bunch of other shit. We didn't get to properly do it on time like I could have and everything. So, yeah, there's Sonic Frontiers, and the opinion that I was like, oh, it's pretty good. I think it's really good now, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that with the next one that we do. Yeah, overall, this was a fun one to do a whole lot, and I do really enjoy it. This made me, like, fully, especially with the way I did it, because I recorded it a little bit more separated, right, so that it's a lot less taxing on me in terms of, like, recording such a big video. It worked out well. It worked out pretty damn well, and I'm happy for that. Yeah, but overall, I guess that's it, because that's the last video of the year that was up there. Yeah. So overall, like, there was obvious improvements throughout the videos and shit like that. Right, the reviews changed to the other area, and we got a whole lot better in terms of getting the general thoughts out, right? Well, like, recapping stuff while also getting general thoughts out. We started this, which I was very happy with, right? We did the Rain and the Supers, all that. Gaming videos may have moved over, but, like, they were still fun to do this year. Overall, there was a lot that was great, and I definitely want to focus on a lot of big stuff this year, right? I mentioned it in the community tab that there's a lot of big videos I want to work on, as well as something else in the background that I'm not going to lie, might lead to a rebranding of the channel name. It might, right? I might be changing the channel name because of something else I'm doing. And I think I want to have the channel represent that, obviously. Not necessarily like as a, like, this channel is now related to that. It's more so, hey, this is me, and also that's me. So here's the same name, right? But we'll get to that. We'll get to that, and, I'll keep you all posted on that. But, yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with this year, and I have to thank a lot of you, a whole lot, because it's like, I'm glad I could entertain you all throughout this year, and you know, you all showed me such great support. It really does mean a lot, and it makes me excited to do more, right? And I'm excited to do more of these videos, and I'm glad people can watch this shit and be like, yeah, this is fun, right? This is a fun video. I like that a lot. And, you know, I can hear other opinions from people and stuff like that. I'm excited for this year. I think there's content that even if you may be here for a specific type of video, you should be able to enjoy it, right? At least in my opinion. So overall, yeah, I think this year might be pretty damn great for videos. At least I'm hoping so. I'm going to try my best to absolutely work towards that. I got some scripts ready, right, for stuff I want to do, right? We got to do the DMC get into. There's another video I'm going to work on that I have the script being made out, right? That should work out pretty well. That's the thing I mentioned a little bit in there, you know, towards the, like, get into Fist of the North Star thing that I brought up, right? There's that. The two things I mentioned in my community section of, like, oh, you know, they relate to Smash Bros. And final bosses. Two separate videos, right? Those are two separate topics, but I'm not going to go more into that, right? Stuff like that. I didn't realize I disabled chat replay for this. That's unfortunate. But yeah, generally it's like that's how it is, right? We got a lot to work on this year, and I'm excited for it, right? We have other get intos that are probably going to happen, at least one, right? And then yeah, I guess we see what happens from there. But I'm excited. I think we're making a big turnaround for content and everything. I hope it works out well. I hope you're all still entertained, you know, as we make that turnaround. But yeah, for all, or for now, for all, for now, that's about it. So thank you all for watching, and I guess I will see you with the rest of the videos this year. So farewell.